What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. Sorry that you're crooked. I'm in my mom's car and it is not a vlogging car at all, but that's okay. I'm gonna make it work. Today mom and I are doing a little road trip to Palestine, Texas to go pick up some chairs for her house. So yeah, we're excitedly not ready for this, but I have some coffee, I have my headphones, and I have some water. Have I eaten? No, I woke up 40 minutes ago and I looked not cute this morning, but I don't know anybody that looks good in the morning. So did you find some?
Nope.
Well, do you want mine for my car?
No, it's about, because I have to have them over my prescriptions.
Okay.
And the ones I had that you just adore,
Yeah.
that I had before we went to Hawaii, are now not here unless they're happen to be put in the center thing.
Okay, we're driving home. I hope you can hear me because, again, you're in a little glove box. So we got 4 questions. First question, do y'all have any travel plans this year? Yes.
Yes.
Do you want to tell them?
Well, we're not for sure certain what we're going to do.
We're not certain, but plans are...
We do have some ideas to travel within the continental United States.
Yes. We really want to visit Boston and Cape Cod. And then I believe we wanted to go to Colorado as well. And then we also, so might be trying to tell them about
Or maybe Sedona.
Sedona, yeah, Sedona would be really cool. I really want to go to New York City, but favorite song. I have so many that picking a favorite song is just like, because I love so many genres, but I would have to say one of my favorite songs is probably Mr. Blue Sky by ELO, just because it's really nostalgic to me. I used to listen to that with my dad growing up.
What's the song on
Notting Hill.
Notting Hill? That one. She.
I forget who it's by, but if you've watched Notting Hill, then you know the song that we're talking about. It's called She, and that's Mom's favorite. That's a really good song.
Mm-hmm. And I like a lot of songs from ABBA.
Yeah, not Alba, ABBA.
ABBA, sorry.
Yeah.
ABBA. That's where we just went, or where we're headed. There we go. ABBA's where we're going.
Yes. The next question is, what's your favorite meal to fix together? Also, do y'all meal prep? But we don't really cook together.
You won't let me cook with you.
We don't really, I mean, we just have different cooking styles, I think.
She wants to cook independently.
I like to cook independently, and Mom likes to cook
She's a stovehog.
I am. You say what your favorite thing is to make, and then I'll say what my favorite thing is that you make, and then vice versa. I think that's a good idea.
We can try that.
I like whenever she makes, oh god, it's so hard because she's a really good cook. Probably steak.
Yes.
I love when she makes steak.
With our own beef.
Because with our own beef.
Yes.
With her own beef. I can't talk. With our own beef. So I really like that. What do you like to cook, Mom?
Well, I like to cook pretty much all sorts of things that you guys love to eat. So I enjoy cooking and having you guys say, oh, like if I make steak, it's like, oh, my favorite, I'm so hungry for steak. That just makes me feel good because that's who I am. I think,
Mom likes to make whatever we like, which is really sweet. So
Daddy likes pasta, but he also loves steak.
Yeah, but he likes a lot of stuff.
Yes, he's a very complimentary husband when it comes to food.
Mm-hmm. Okay, my favorite thing currently, I really like sauteing broccoli and like what would you say? Not grilling tilapia, but I pan fry.
Pan grill.
I pan grill tilapia and
with slap your mama
on it, and I put it on rice with broccoli. It's so good. Yes, and it's really healthy for you. So lots of good things. What's your favorite dish that I make? Probably that.
Probably that is my favorite dish that you make.
Yeah. Because
it's something I wouldn't have tried if you tried it and did a good job with it.
Yeah.
You did well. We don't do good jobs. You did well with it. That's my fave. And then now I cook it that same way, except for I try not to put as much slap your mama on it as you do.
I like spicy foods, so. The last question is, what's y'all's favorite color? Again.
To wear or in my home?
I'd say in general.
Probably need to go with neutrals. I'm big into like to wear, and even in my home.
I'd agree.
Like grays and beiges and blacks and whites.
Clearly.
Gray, black,
Yeah, gray and black.
Probably tend to be more gray now that I am gray rather than black. I think sometimes black is harsh on me.
Yeah. I don't know. If I'm pale, which I am today, black doesn't look as good on me.
And if I were to choose colors, it'd be probably more of the stone colors. Like
if we had to pick like
sapphire,
actual like colors instead of just like blacks and neutrals, I would probably say, you go first because I have to think.
Well, I would say that mine would be like the stone colors, like emerald and sapphire and amethyst and the real deep, rich.
Yeah. We just look better in colors that are darker.
Yes, and not pastel-y.
Not pastels. Oh, I can't do pastels.
Not warm undertones, but cool undertones.
Yes.
Do better for us.
Yes. Yeah, I like blues. I like a lot of blue colors. I don't know. My favorite colors are just neutrals. Like, I love creams. And I know white isn't a color, it's a shade.
And black's not a color.
And black's
lack of color.
It's a lack of color. But I just like neutrally things. And I love brown. I love the color brown. That's also neutral.
Almost kind of a bronzy brown.
Yeah, I like, if you were to pick like a summer bronzy makeup look, like the color of the bronzer is my favorite type of brown. Like almost like a shimmery brown.
And your dance costumes are the beautiful brown.
Yes, whenever I dance, like the last year, I made all of my dresses brown. And with lots of sparkle, and they were really pretty. So I really do enjoy brown colors, but
those are kind of neutral too.
Yeah, brown is a neutral. So I love gray. Gray's also neutral.
I obviously do too.
I love gray. This I really do. So yeah, this is such a long answer to such a short question. So I had answered all the questions, and then we got a few more. And then we got a few more. Well, actually, we got one more. No, we got two more. So, Teresa, my aunt, where are you going? So, I think I told them earlier, but we went to go pick up some chairs from a friend for our living room. And they live in Houston, and we live in, I don't say what town I live in because it's in Beer.
We live 4 hours away from Houston.
We live 4 hours away from Houston, so we just met halfway. So that's why it's kind of a little mini road trip, because it was like 2 hours, and I just went with Mom for fun. And then this is the one that I really think is good. Not like they were all good.
Oh, and then we stopped and looked at a venue for.
Yes, and we stopped and looked at a venue for my brother's wedding. That was really good. So, advice on how to have a healthier relationship
between.
I don't know. That's all. Just in general, trust, communication,
honesty,
and honesty. See, the thing is, and this is how, like, if we're gonna talk about like cheating, you can't control what the other person is going to do. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how pretty you are, it doesn't matter what you do, it doesn't matter, like, any of that stuff. If a guy's gonna cheat on you, he's gonna cheat on you, there's nothing you could have done. It's not your fault. Like, don't ever feel like it's your fault. So whenever I say trust your partner, it's like, trust them, but if they're being sketchy, talk about it.
Too, yes.
I mean, yeah, trust that too, because if they're gonna do it, they're gonna do it, and nothing you say or do is going to change the outcome of their decision to cheat on you.
Now, if you're talking about relationships between daughter and mother, for example,
yeah,
then the same thing applies.
Yeah, I mean,
of course, I'm not going to cheat on you.
Minus the cheating, I think communication and honesty is really key. Mom and I actually, we have a really good relationship. Would you say, Mom?
Except for when we don't.
Except for when we don't, and she's a little pushy. I feel like we have a really good relationship, so I feel like we actually can talk about this and it be honest and truthful. If I've done something to because then I can fix it. Because half the time I don't really mean to be mean, or I don't really mean to do what I do. And I'm sure that's probably how it is with you as well. Like, most of the time we don't even know.
We don't intend to hurt each other.
So, like, you have to keep each other accountable, not just be a doormat.
And I think you have to, as a mother, I have to respect.
We're gonna die.
That was sketch.
We're gonna die.
I have to respect my daughter as an adult, not as a child. And it's really hard sometimes to put aside my momminess and treat her like who she is, and respect that is who she is.
Yeah.
And be okay with the fact that I may disagree with some of her decisions, but they're still her decisions and her right to make them.
Yeah.
And that's really important. I think it's a hard place for a parent to not you can't helicopter an adult.
Yeah.
And you can't disrespect them by ragging on them all the time, or gossiping about them to your friends, or that kind of thing. It's just disrespectful. I don't want her talking to her friends in a bad light about me, and I try not to do that.
Yeah.
About my kids, like, oh, you wouldn't believe what my daughter did yesterday. I try and let it be their news and not my news.
It's like, how about you just keep it between yourself? Because gossiping and telling other people about it isn't going to do anything.
Exactly.
And then also on, like, the whole respecting me kind of thing, if you want to be treated like an adult, act like an adult.
Exactly.
Do not sit there and don't expect anything from people, because people do not owe you anything. Mom does not, I mean, I feel like I deserve respect, but who doesn't feel like they deserve respect? But Mom, like, is not entitled to give me respect. It's like a mutual thing, you know?
You earn it. Respect is
you earn it,
thing.
Yes. And it's not like, oh, well, Mom was mean to me today, so I'm gonna be mean back. It's like, it's no, but you know what? If you want to be respected, be respectful. But yeah, even with, you know, your dad, that's the same thing. Just respect and communication. Respect that you have different opinions. Don't try to change them. Talk about them, but don't try to change them, because at the end of the day, you're probably not going to. Just respect that that's how they feel, and that's okay.
And don't rag on, like, I don't rag on Sarah Grace because she's younger and the viewpoints of her generation are different than mine.
Yeah.
It's really easy to say, well, it's because, you know, you guys did things wrong. Well, that's not really the truth.
It's just different generations.
It's just different. And then how do you come together to make it okay? It's not about who's right, it's about what's right. And that's kind of the philosophy we try to live by.
Yeah.